Saying I do is one of the most momentous occasions of a person's life, but when saying I do is attached to a debt that could purchase a small home, we would much rather say, let's think about it. Here are just 15 reasons why a luxury wedding is not worth the money. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. A lavish wedding doesn't mean a happy marriage. It's been proven the more money spent on a wedding, the shorter the marriage tends to last. Several studies have been done linking the cost of the marriage to divorce rates, and one done by economics professors Andrew Francis Tan and Hugo M. Milan concluded that weddings that cost less than $1,000 showed a significant decrease in the likelihood of divorce, and weddings costing more than $20,000 increased the likelihood of divorce by 1.6 times in the sample of women. So, Aluxers, why take your chances? For longevity of marriage, a more affordable wedding might just be the answer. We highly recommend you watch our video, 15 Reasons Why 50% of Marriages End in Divorce, before saying I do. Number 2. Weddings are super stressful. When we think of our happily ever after, we certainly don't envision it beginning with anxiety, worry, and a shit ton of debt. Sadly, that's what happens when too much money is funneled into a wedding, causing newlyweds to begin their marriage in debt. According to a survey done by ZolaRegistry.com, 96% of couples freak out about their wedding, with 40% of couples stating the wedding planning was extremely stressful. This is meant to be the best day of your life, but it's becoming the most stressful day of your life. Take a breath and remember the wedding is about you and your partner. Who cares if the shade of flower doesn't 100% match the sash on the chairs? Nobody's gonna notice that stuff anyway. And those who do notice are clearly not there for the right reasons. And Aluxers, we're here to offer you support in so many areas, including your big special day. So be sure to subscribe to our channel for advice in other important areas too. Number 3. Expensive weddings are not necessarily more beautiful. In fact, let's be honest, Aluxers, sometimes those lavish, show-off weddings are just vulgar. They're ostentatious and make guests feel uncomfortable. In 2017, weddings cost on average $33,391, and high spenders go up to $105,000 and beyond for a select few. Couples are trying to go for the extraordinary, hiring magicians, Ferris wheels, flights to private islands, musical performances, wine tastings, and whatever your imagination and budget can afford. But do all of those things make for a more beautiful wedding than, say, a lovely barn, loads of fairy lights, fresh flowers, and an intimate ceremony? No, not at all. We assure you, you're not missing out if your budget doesn't stretch to those luxuries. Number 4. Travel, travel, travel. Take a look at the unnecessary expenses of a wedding and think about what you could rather do with that money. Paper invitations? They're going to get thrown away anyway. You'd be saving between $450 and $650 on average. Out-of-season flowers, they can cost so much more than in-season flowers. According to brides.com, the average bouquet is between $150 and $350 and will increase dramatically with flowers not in season. Wedding cakes. Opt for more affordable options like donuts, cupcakes, waffles, or beautifully decorated macarons. Open bars. As tempting as what this sounds, it's a recipe for disaster for your pocket. Would you rather head to a new destination with the extra cash or watch your best man flirting with your mother-in-law? Have a smaller wedding and use the extra to globetrot and create double the memories. Number 5. Regardless of what you spend, people will still talk. Like Eleanor Roosevelt once said, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. So whether you're putting down $5,000 for a wedding or the average $33,000 or the extreme $105,000, there will always be someone that will talk and criticize it. If you want to drive yourself to your own wedding and save on the cost of hiring a limo, please do it. And if you want to get your bestie to do your hair, don't feel pressure to get it professionally done. And if you want to wear your most comfortable shoes that you can dance the night away in, you owe no explanation to anyone for not buying a specific bridal shoe. And let them talk. Besides, they'll see you so happy and having the best time, they'll forget their petty shit and be part of the joy and happiness. Number 6. Enjoy a down payment for a house. We told you the average of a wedding, so let's see how part of that money could be used for a down payment on a home. A Federal Housing Administration or FHA loan usually has a minimum down payment of 3.5% of the total cost of the property. So, if you were going to purchase a property for $300,000, you'd only need to put down a $10,500 deposit. So if you had to choose between a down payment on a home or adding the extra sparkle on a lavish wedding, what would you choose? Number 7. Mention the word wedding and prices get hiked up. A sad but true fact is the moment you attach the word wedding to celebrations, the prices suddenly skyrocket. Offbeatbride.com regaled the story of one bride who made a regular appointment with her hairdresser. It was the day of the bride's wedding, but she didn't mention that to the salon. She asked for a pretty style as she said she was going to a party. They quoted the price for the simple request, and she saved a lot of money. Had she mentioned it was her wedding, the same style would have cost her a whole lot more money. Some call it wedding tax. The same flowers that would usually cost you a set amount cost you so much more because it's a wedding, and the same goes for shoes, accessories, clothing. As the Seattle-based author of Offbeat Bride, Ariel Meadows Stallings says, with things like flowers, things like clothing, with things like accessories or shoes or decor, there's no reason to ever mention it's for a wedding. However, she does add, often the markup is justified. Dealing with weddings is higher risk, higher drama, higher quality. Number 8. You don't need all the extras. Sure, you want them, but those extras are not going to ultimately add value to your big day. You don't need the wedding programs, menu cards, 5-course plated dinner on gold-rimmed plates, champagne and chocolate fountain, bottles of Fiji water on every table, and wedding favors that cost more than your wedding dress, and definitely not monogrammed anything. Those do not make or break a wedding. What you do need is a willing couple keen to say their I do's in front of their most important people. Number 9. Ditch the dream wedding idea. The fairy tale wedding has been drummed into women since they were little girls. You know how the princesses all marry their Prince Charming? Thank goodness things have changed dramatically. For a start, princesses are marrying their Princess Charming and princes are marrying their princes, and people are doing whatever the hell they want when it comes to their own weddings. Aluxers, ditch the idea a wedding has to be done by the book. You don't have to wear a veil. In fact, why are you even wearing white? Doesn't that symbolize purity or virginity or something? And you don't need to toss a garter or a bouquet or smash cake into each other's faces or even walk down an aisle if you don't want to. Do it your way, and if you can save a shit ton of money in the process, all the more reason to celebrate. But it's not just the fairy tales we read, as you'll see with our next point. Number 10. Blame social media. White dress, bouquet, bridesmaids, flower girls, confetti girls, ring bearers, big cake, loads of guests, perfect makeup. It only happens once in a lifetime. We deserve the big wedding. Well done, social media. Aluxers, have you ever come across your parents' old wedding photos? They're so simple, no major frills or fuss, and everyone had the best time. CNBC.com published an article by Michelle Castillo pointing out that since the rise of social media, Pinterest and Instagram, weddings are heavily influenced to be bigger and better. Kristen Maxwell Cooper, executive editor of The Knot, states, social media has definitely influenced weddings in a way that couples are seeking larger-than-life ideas. I think they're having greater expectations for how their day should look and feel. Number 11. Luxury weddings usually bring out the worst in family. Bridezilla, a woman whose behavior in planning the details of her wedding is regarded as obsessive or intolerably demanding. The mothers on both sides at loggerheads with each other about how the ceremony should pan out. You've got the twice-removed cousins trying to be friendly to garner an invite to the big day, and the best man who's sold on bringing up every past sexual encounter of the groom-to-be to the point of fallout with the new wife. Number 12. Just because people expect it from you doesn't mean you have to do it. A bride shared her story on Reddit where she spoke about her decision to drive herself to her own wedding in her mom's little Ford Fiesta. Her aunts and uncles were horrified and couldn't understand or accept her decision to do so. They offered their Mercedes or BMWs and caused such a fuss about her decision to drive herself. Once the wedding was over and everyone had gone home, she received a message from an auntie apologizing for their behavior. They acknowledged the wedding was perfect and it made zero difference what car she arrived in. She stuck to her guns and didn't bend when pressure was put on her, and neither should you. It's your wedding after all. They've had their turn already. Number 13. A lavish wedding makes people feel obligated to buy a lavish gift. And that's a terrible position to put your friends and family in, and sadly, many bridal couples expect that. Aluxers, have you seen some of the overpriced items some couples put on their registry? Tiffany ice buckets, diamond-encrusted wine glasses, flat-screen TV, a waterbed, and top-of-the-range linens. When Kim Kardashian married Humphries, they had $840 Havana crystal ashtray on the registry, a $380 baccarat jam jar, and Lalique's Wisdom set of 3 See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil figurines priced at $735. Number 14. One-upping your fake friends is so redundant. If they make you feel like that, why even invite them? Those people are not your real friends. They don't need to be at your wedding, and you don't need to feel like you need to go bigger and better than they did. In these situations, always remember this quote: "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Number 15. You don't have to invite everybody. Avoiding the luxury wedding and claiming budget restraints means you sadly can't invite your ex-stepsister with a bad breath. What a pity. And we're afraid that you won't be able to invite your father's golfing buddy with the touchy-feely hands either because you just don't have the budget for it. Gosh, what a shame. Are you seeing the benefits of a small, budget-friendly wedding yet, Aluxers? We think you might be. So, what's the most ridiculous item you've seen on a wedding gift registry? We'd love to hear from you. And of course, you stuck with us until the end. Here's a bonus. Aluxers, you don't know lavish until you hear about the most expensive wedding in the world, which has held on to the Guinness World Record since 2004. It was a 6-day event taking place in 2004 in Versailles and celebrated the marriage between Venetia Mittal, daughter of billionaire Lakshmi Mittal, to investment banker Amit Bhatia. This was the only private function to ever take place at the Palace of Versailles, and even had a guest performance by Kylie Minogue. The tab for the billionaire father was a mere $55 million, although some reports suggest $72 million. Either or are kind of pocket change for the man, valued at $18 billion. Right, so we bet you're wondering, are they still married? The answer is no. The marriage didn't even last 10 years, which brings us full circle to point number 1. A lavish wedding doesn't necessarily mean a happy marriage. Thanks for watching, Aluxers. We hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks for the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.